sharing information when I see updates like opportunities to get into a good stock at a very good price. Thank you for all your gifts that you are sharing already. Ellen, Nigeria is asking, please, what's the best platform to buy stocks? The fact is, without being an advocate for any stockbroking firm, the best is relative depending on what you want as an investor. But based on my personal experiences and what I want, to me, for now, because I have not tested every other broker, the one I know that is the best is Atlas Portfolios, because I actually get to access my trading account live on the go, no matter where I am. So even Nigerians abroad, wherever you find yourself, once you connect to the internet, you can access your account. Not only that, you can trade live as trading is going on. For everyone who is here for the first time, we're discussing the Nigerian Stock Exchange and how to make money investing practically. Now, for those of us who may not know, every day of the week, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 2:20 p.m. Nigerian time, the Nigerian market is open for trading. The traditional way to do it is to send requests or buy and sell mandates through email to your stockbroker, indicating what you want, either market order or limit order, and then you wait until they get back to you to say they have executed your trade. Please take note, one of the rules of the exchange that stockbrokers must abide by is that they must issue what they call contract note. Your contract note is details of the buy or the sell transactions that have been done on your account on a daily basis and per transaction basis. The stockbroker is meant to generate a contract note. It shows you number of the name of the stocks that have been bought for you or sold for you, the number of shares bought or sold, the price it was bought or sold, the total amount, the commissions deducted, stamp duties, VAT, SEC commissions, and all of that. All of this appears in the document called a contract note. So even when you don't ask for it, the most proactive stockbroking firms will email you every time you do a transaction. So for instance, let's say you placed a bid to buy 1,000 Aradale, and in the course of buying 1,000 Aradale, 500 was bought at 595 naira, 200 was bought at 600 naira, and 300 was bought at, let's say, 550 naira. Your contract note will break down each of those transactions based on the per share prices they were bought and reported to you. Or they will do an average, but basically they do per share, especially if a particular stock was bought at different prices at the same time, right? So that's what to look out for. So for me, Atlas Portfolios gives me that access, plus the fact that their commission on transaction 0.8% or 0.4% is actually amongst the best. So that's for me how to respond to that question about which is the best. There will be no best until I have used all stockbrokers, and I have not used all stockbrokers. Maximum number of stockbrokers I have used in my 26 years in this business is like, if not 5, then 6. Okay, my NASCON is doing well, but my UBA is sluggish. To be, you have to be patient. Not every stock will perform at the same time. There was a time UBA was flying in most of last year, as at that time NASCON was doing nothing, and all holders of NASCON were frustrated. In fact, some of them must have sold their NASCON and bought the UBA that was flying there. So that's the way it goes. not all stocks are going to move at the same time. Omo and Mashao has listed his stocks. WAPCO, FBNH and GTB doing good, but Aradel and Access Bank are down. Never mind, like I said, Aradel's time is approaching. I know that when the full year result is out, it's going to be something else. And then of course, Access Bank will always be trailing the other bigger banks, and usually when they move, Access will have no option but also to move. The problem with Access is their dividend per share has not been fantastic, and so it's always a challenge catching up with others. What has moved UBA beyond Access, because they were both about the same price, was because UBA suddenly improved their dividend and the market decided to reward them. Oramos is in the building. Yes, we go again indeed. Now, bid for 10,000 Dangote Sugar only got 547. Never mind the stone that the builder rejected is fast becoming the chief cornerstone. Suddenly, this same Dangote Sugar that was all over the place and nobody wanted to have anything to do with it is now being so scarce. Just 10,000 shares cannot be bought, but hopefully between today and tomorrow you could complete your 10,000 units purchase. But at the moment it keeps running. Let's see Dangote Sugar, what the current status is regarding the bid and offer in the markets. There you go, Dangote Sugar. Yesterday it closed at 36 naira 85 kobo. So even those who bought yesterday at 36.85 are now in good profit because it's currently at 40 naira 50 kobo. Can you imagine that? 40 naira 50 kobo. And the reason why you can't buy, I can see now, is that there are 11.2 million bids. 11.2 million bids. Zero offers, zero, nobody is selling. So that's the reason why it's scarce. But let's see if those who bought when it dropped to 28 naira and 30 naira may be able to supply a bit. But it is going to go to those who have bidded the highest for the day, which is 40 naira 50 kobo. The last time Dangote Sugar sold at this price was sometime 1 year ago, between January and February. That's how serious this matter is. Please, how long will Atlas Portfolio approve a successful submitted application form? 48 hours or thereabouts. Chimzi saying, please, is Afri Investor good for investment? Absolutely. Afri Investor, very well known to me. They are licensed brokers and are good to go. Please, how easy is it to sell stock if I want the money ASAP? What's the timeline? Ellen, Nigeria. Okay, the standard rule in the market is that 4 days. Transaction day plus 3 days, because when you buy or sell a stock, in this case you want your money back. So when you sell a stock today, for instance, it is most likely that the person who is buying from you is using another stockbroker. Now, once you execute the transactions, the stockbrokers themselves will have to meet to settle, because money now has to flow from the stockbroker from which the buyer bought to your own stockbroker through whom you sold. So they will have to meet, reconcile, and then issue checks. In this case, for the stock sold, the other broker will issue your broker because your money is there. So all of these processes will require 3 days for those checks particularly to clear. So the transaction day, which is T, is the day this transaction is done, is the day the brokers will reconcile. Then plus 3 is the day, having received, reconciled and received check payments, they will now lodge a check which should go for clearing in the bank. So that's why you need 4 days from the day you sell to get your money back. But on the spot, as you click the button, as long as you execute a trade, that sale is done. The next thing is to wait for 3 more days, and then your money is ready for you. I hope this explains it clearly. I'm giving you practical. This is not about just talking theory and trying to create videos or do social media blogging or vlogging. I don't know what they call it, but this is practical reality, hands-on what happens, right? Okay, you got the 547 cheaper. Interesting. That's the way it goes. So you may not see it. In fact, you can't buy it at that price because it's not available, first of all. And then the highest bidders are who they sell to first. Normally, the system is programmed to sell to the highest bidders, and the highest bidders are mainly 40 naira 50 kobo. If I scroll down now, I'll tell you how many shares are bidded for at 40 naira 50 kobo. Can you imagine that? Which is the highest maximum price for the day. That's it. 40 naira 50 kobo. 8.7 million shares are being bidded for at the highest price, and they have only sold 3.5 million shares so far today. Now those 8.7 million shares cannot be bidded for without money in the trading account. So let's have an idea. 8,700,000 shares times 40 naira 50 kobo highest bid price. I'm talking about just only those who bidded the highest. There are others who bidded at 39 naira and so on downwards, because there are 11 million bids. Out of 11 million bids, 8 million is at the highest. So this is how you analyze these things, and not every broker gives you this access. You get the point now. So when I make projections and I make calculations and I take steps, I am having a good view of what's going on about a stock per time, live and direct in the market, and it helps my decision making, okay? So out of 11.2 million shares of Dangote Sugar being bidded for with none on offer, 8.7 million of those 11.2 million are bidded for at the highest price. Like I said, you can't bid for a stock if there's no money in your account. So let's see how much. So people have staked 352 million naira. 352 million naira staked for this transaction, for only one stock. Highest bidder. So by the time you add the other millions at the lower prices, you know what that means. Say half a billion. They are waiting with half a billion to buy only Dangote Sugar only today. That tells you what's going on in the market. And that's why I always tell people, if you think you have money, come to the stock market. Because when somebody runs into 10 million, maybe does contract and win, it gets some money, you start disturbing the neighborhood with your 10 million and your 20 million, you think the world has come to an end. No, come to the stock market. You will know that you don't have money. At the end of transactions, and you see how much trades that are going on, I keep telling people, the stock market will humble you. No matter where you are abroad, you are inboard, you are anywhere, you think you have so much money, bring it to the stock market. For instance, there's a stock called Seplat, 5,000 plus per share. So how much do you have, and how many Seplat can you buy? That reminds me, one of the biggest sellers of Aradel is Fola Adeola, the co-founder of GT Bank. I used to love that man so much growing up. Himself and Fola Adeola and his partner that founded GT Bank with him is now late. I've forgotten his name now. Tayo Aderinokun. Tayo is late. Fola Adeola is the one who has sold some part of his Aradel and generated about, how many billion? 10.9 billion naira worth of Aradel recently. So if time permits, I will do a video and capture that transaction. So that's what we're talking about. If you think you have money, come to the stock market, you will find out that you don't have money, really. And so to grow your money, you come to the market and do what the rich do. Exactly my point. Hi, is stock exchange mostly fundamental? Zuko Gaming. The stock market is both fundamental and technical. You can decide what you want: technical analysis for trading, fundamental analysis for long-term investing. And usually, long-term investing has always paid the most. Oh, Oman Masham is, you have even counted yourself 26th on the list, you see? So this is what we are saying. You can see what's going on, so transparent, and then you are the one dealing directly, having gotten some good knowledge about the market and what to do. Adamu says, please coach, can I buy those stocks at the current rates, FBN, Red Star, and Omatech? Omatech, no fundamentals whatsoever. It's just a sympathy play, jumping with other penny stocks. It's supposed to be the computer sector, ICT sector of the exchange. There's nothing of serious fundamental backing for that stock. So unless you want to follow technical means of, oh, prices are jumping, so it might get to 1 naira and then you buy, if that is what you want. But as for Red Star, I remember Red Star lingering at 3 naira 50 kobo for so long. Suddenly the other day I woke up and saw it at 5 naira. I think that it's already late to buy Red Star now. But for FBNH, I think it is still okay to buy FBNH, because this year I project that FBNH will do very well. So, livestock feeds lovers, the bubble has busted finally, and livestock feed is now losing today. Let's see, livestock feeds. Livestock feed has dropped from 6 naira that is closed yesterday to 5 naira 46 kobo. So everybody who wanted to buy livestock feeds, watch out for the bottom so that you can buy. You see, if you had bought yesterday, you would have bought higher, and today it would have dropped. And that's the lesson we keep teaching and learning every day. The stock market eventually pulls back after a long period of rising. Amy says you go see better volume. I don't know what he's referring to. Let me see. I noticed that Omatech, NSL Tech, and Universal Insurance dropped yesterday. What's your advice? Those are all penny stocks. You have to be careful. Traders are making money out of it. You need to time yourself. That's coming from Obiano Ju. You need to time your entry very well if you want to trade. But it's a risky game, because when the market crashes, those stocks will hardly recover. A lot of those who bought Universal Insurance some days back, some weeks back, at 60 kobo and so on, were the ones selling when it got above 1 naira per share. So Universal Insurance, I expect to start recovering from the drop yesterday. So being a part of a meeting like this, sessions like this, helps you to understand the behavior of stocks. Ordinarily, if you're outside and you hear, this stock is moving, this stock is moving, it has been gaining. The normal behavior of a regular human is to proceed to jump into that one that is moving. But we who have been in the market knows that that's the most dangerous stock to go for, because before you know it, those who bought it lower will dump on you, and you come and buy higher, and then suddenly the stock keeps crashing and you can't even sell. And then you run into immediate loss in the process. So that's about that. So there you go, another opportunity to begin to find a way to take position in livestock feeds. The bid and offer is quite encouraging for those who want it to come further down, because there are 9.6 million bids versus 1.6 million offers. 9.6 million offers versus 1.6 million bids, meaning bidders are fewer, and eventually this may force the sellers to bow to the wishes of the buyers, meaning the price will keep coming down. At the moment, current standing with livestock, that's it. So if you want to buy livestock feeds, hold on, still hold on. There is a chance that it will keep dropping. And tomorrow being Friday could be a very wonderful day. What's your take on charms? At this moment, everyone should get tired of charms because every time he tries to make a move, it is forced back down. And this has been happening for months. Charms currently is at 2 naira 10 kobo, 19 million bids versus 5 million offers. So you could see bids higher than offers, but for the price to move is always a challenge. So charms is for the most patient people in this world right now, considering how long we have held charms and waited this long. Okay, so if you have very patient funds, feel free to buy charms and make sure you stay patient. I'm seeing the pendulum swinging in Honeywell. Honeywell floor, remember I said it may go above 9 naira, get to 10 naira and not come down below 10. It's looking like Honeywell is at an equilibrium state with 3.3 million bids versus 3.5 million offers. Equilibrium. What that is saying is, at the closing price of 10 naira 15 kobo yesterday, currently trading at 10 naira 10 kobo, Honeywell floor may not drop any further. And still in consideration of the bid and offer, the buyout proposal of the parent company of Honeywell, of minority shareholders, there could be a chance to buy some at 10 naira 10 kobo, and then hopefully it becomes scarce again and the price moves. This has made some people rich for those who have been buying and selling it. Entry price for Veritas Cap, sir. I saw it at 1 naira 50 kobo. It could be better even tomorrow, who knows? It may not give you that chance to be better tomorrow as well. So the ball is in your court to decide what you want. Currently at 1 naira 45 kobo. It has the lowest offer is 1 naira 45 kobo. And the highest bid is 1 naira 42 kobo for Veritas Cap. Veritas Cap should be a good buy at the current price. Has very good fundamentals you can trust. The problem is it hasn't been allowed to fly beyond 1 naira 60 kobo for a while. I'm having so many questions to respond to. Hopefully I get help. Okay. Hello, sir. Thank you. I bought charms at 291. Now it's 207. Should I be worried or buy more? I think you should buy more to average down right now. It's 210 now, not 27 at the moment. What's your take on charms? I've said my take on charms. Then might Afri Prudential have a pullback soon? Bought at 9. Now it's 23. There will be no further pullback on African Prudential because it's pulled back from 27 to 23. Thank God you are in good company having bought at 9. So you could wait out the entire corporate action that is driving it up because the real information is not out yet. Whether they are going to be giving bonus in addition to the, whether they're going to be giving bonus in addition to the interim dividend that they said they were going to pay, we do not know. Even how much they want to pay, we do not know. But for the first time ever, Afri Prudential has said they will be paying interim dividend. Adamu has 500K to invest today. He's asking where to invest. Go ahead and buy TIP, T-I-P. If you can find it at 2 naira 55 kobo, that would be good. Please, what site or app do you use for analysis, sir? You can use investing.com. What's your take on Unilever? Zuko Gaming is asking. Unilever is good to have for the long term. And I've kept saying Unilever when it was 17, but guess what? It's now 35. Let's see what's happening with it today. That's it. Unilever is even at 37 right now. 37 naira per share. So it's doing very well because of the sound fundamentals that are now in place. If you were in our WhatsApp group, I know Unilever was at 13 that time when I was mentioning it before we moved to Discord group. So for anyone joining us here, we are not just a hit and run people. Net Worth Investors Club, humbly and by privilege, founded by me, exists on Discord app with over 1,400 members, both Nigerians and foreigners, Nigerians in Nigeria and Nigerians abroad. That's where we continue to exercise the practical work required for wealth creation. You need a community to do that. You can't receive a lecture, receive a seminar, a boot camp, a master class, all those things, and then run with it. There's too much information that you need to continue. And then the market is dynamic. All sorts of news fly around, corporate actions, company deciding what to do, and then that determines share price movements, government coming up with policies that determine share price movements. So you need somewhere that information gathering is going on, sieving of information is going on, analysis is going on, and so on and so forth. So that's what we do. So beyond coming here live on TikTok, we are right there. What's your take on international breweries? Brewery sector has suffered a lot. International breweries looks promising. I am thinking that they are going to find a way to raise more money, and that means getting a core investor. I know one of the state governments has a stake in international breweries, and hopefully it does well. They've suffered a lot, and which caused their share price to drop up to, is it 250 or 3 naira per share? But currently I think international breweries should be at 5, meaning there's some progress. International breweries, IB. Yeah, 5 naira 24 kobo. Some level of progress is being made, but that's the bit I can. I do not invest in breweries, so I don't bother too much about the information there. Happy Joy says, what is your take on Presco? Is it a good buy? If you've been here following me all along, then you would have known that Presco is one of the best stocks to buy, and I've always mentioned it, especially if you have sufficient funds, because Presco, currently at 500 and something naira per share, is a blue chip company. Please, what site or app do you use for analysis? I've responded to you. Go ahead and use investing.com. Bookilicious, I just suggested Tip. Tip is very good, highly neglected, but surely will be recognized by the market. Currently at 2 naira 70 kobo or so, that stock should be selling for 4 naira. Please, what site? How many times will you repeat this question, sir? Is Access Bank a good buy? Well, considering where UBA is and where the First Bank is going, maybe at 24 or less, it's a good buy. What's your take on Wema? Tyson J. I have my eyes on Wema. I almost bought Wema 10 naira on the dot, 10.00. But the problem I eventually realized was that it didn't stay long. Somebody came, sold down, and the moment the person sold down to 10 naira, beats climbed up again above 10 naira, and it's currently at 10 naira 50 kobo or so. But it's a good buy at that point, because Wema Bank, by the time their result is out, maybe next month, should be selling from between 12 and 15, 12 naira upwards. JD Daway Collins says, I like your analysis and I have been developing interest in investments. I intend to do it this year. Fantastic. Feel free, sir. Jerry Ume says, Mr. Omiete, reply the message I sent to you yesterday. Sorry, if you sent me a message here on TikTok, you know, the DM is so full, very difficult to meander through and so on. That's why I direct people to send me DMs on Instagram. Unfortunately, I can't remember if I was able to meet up with all the responses on Instagram, but that's, if you sent it here, perhaps that's why. DMs get missing very quickly here because it's too choked. The box is choked. So I usually refer people to my Instagram to send their messages. Thank you so much, Victor. Always announcing his presence with all sorts of gifts. Never seen such a generous participant in my live session who always shares gifts the moment he comes. May the generosity of heaven also answer for you, even as you have continued to show your maximum support. Guys, every time you share gifts and do likes, what you are doing is you are also reaching out to many others on TikTok who need the information we are sharing here. And we've had so many first-timers joining us in the process. Please don't fail to continue to do that, because in so doing, you have also joined me in consonance to reach out to as many people who need this information to get out of the rat race of life. Mansa Malik says, sir, is Owando a goodbye now? Owando will surely do well if you're going to be patient, and then two things will happen. At 63, 65, if you buy Owando now, it will either drop a bit. You shouldn't panic, because Owando always needs news to rise. And the longer there's no serious news coming, the more tendency for people to get tired and sell off to go and buy other things. But should it could go far ahead, and there are so many chances that news will keep coming up regarding Owando. So decide for yourself whether to buy now or wait and hope that it drops before you buy. Should it drop below the 60 something it is, at least it won't go below 50 something. So the ball is in your court. Kachi says, my chairman, what's your take on Presco? I heard they'll be issuing some bonds soon. 100 billion naira bond, particularly to fund an acquisition of an asset in Ghana, which is the opportunity of doing foreign currency transactions in terms of selling their products abroad. That's the idea. What is First Bank's current price? Flamsy Eagle. First Bank, current price. Let's see. 29 naira per share. It hasn't gained today, it hasn't lost today. Neutral. Anishere Toby says, you've been saying stocks are not allowed to rise beyond the price, charms and veritas. Why is that, sir? Well, when there is a vested interest in acquiring a particular stock, with the money they have, they can actually influence the price. How do I mean? Because the market works on the basis of demand and supply mechanism, meaning when there's an oversupply of a stock, the price tends to drop because the buyers will look at it and say, okay, we have more sellers, and so there's no need to rush, let's bid lower, right? When there is scarcity of the stock, what happens? The price rises because more money is now chasing fewer stocks until it's not available, right? So what I mean is, a money bag might instruct what we call market makers. And this is legitimate. Market makers are legitimate. As far as you follow the rules of the market, you are not breaking the rules, so you can do some things. So in buying a particular stock in volumes, high volumes, say 10 million shares, and you want to buy 100 million shares or 1 billion shares, when the stock is looking like it is getting scarce, supply is dwindling, reducing more than demand, you can just put your 10 million shares on offer at the highest price, meaning nobody will come and buy it at the highest price, but you have created a scenario where the supply is higher than the demand. And when the supply is that much, those who are trying to sell will be scared, and then they will start offering at whatever price. That's the way it works. So until that buyer finishes scooping as much as he wants, they will keep doing that. And then when they are done, the price will not rise. So in the end, it's about the money. You have money, you can do some things to your advantage. The same way, if you want a share price to rise, people are bidding at various prices, you go and bid the lowest and pump in 30 million shares because you have to have them. That's where the money comes in. It's your stock. Whatever you like, you do with it. So you go and load 30 million shares to bid. And then people will look at it and say, oh, there are 50-something million shares that is being bidded for versus 2 million on offer. And that will trigger the people who wants to buy to quickly buy because they are watching and it's about to run out. Okay, so that's just it. Mansa Malik says, is UBA and Zenith a good buy? Yes, they are very good buys and very good banks. Flamsy Eagle, FBN is 29, okay. When do you think Veritas can fly? Omar Mashal, I really can't tell, but I know that once after the full year result is out next month, so towards the end of next month, we should expect good financials to impact on their stocks. Adamu says, sir, I bought multiverse at 11 naira for 7 kobo. Do I offload and run or buy more at the current price? Well, you can understand. Okay, Louisa also has that comment. Multiverse seems to be stagnant. Yes, the reason is obvious. Multiverse moved from 5 naira to 11 naira, non-stop, not available all the way till 11 naira. So what you are seeing is, even if it's a car, it will need fuel. After running from, let's say it's going to Kano or Sokoto, by the time the car gets to Abuja, fuel must have drained. So it will stop by, reload some fuel before it starts moving again. So if you bought Multiverse, you just need to be patient. Let it reload fuel or drink water if it's an athlete that needs rest before it starts running again. That's the way it works. What I can tell you is that when it will take off again, will be like a thief in the night. Nobody will know, right? That's it. So that's what's happening to it. So if you see it lower, if you notice, it's not dropping below 10. Since after hitting 11 and stagnating, it's not dropping below 10. So it will be there for a while and gather some strength. Then it will not be available again. So that's it. Patience, patience, patience. I have said my take on Wema. Hopefully I don't need to repeat myself. So please, what's the price to buy Champs? So let's do an analysis of Champs again. Somebody is really interested in Champs. Let's see how we can help out with a quick analysis of Champs. Okay, there are 16 million bids versus 5 million offers for Champs. And I'm looking at this and saying you could still bid 2 naira 8 kobo or 2 naira 7 kobo. 2 naira 8 kobo or 2 naira 7 kobo could buy you Champs. Though the last price there is 2 naira 10 kobo. So all the time you want, especially for stocks like this, you want to buy lower just in case. Okay? So bid at 2 naira 7 kobo or 2 naira 8 kobo. If you bid at 2 naira 7 kobo, there are 646,000 shares bidded for at that price before yours, so you'll be under them. So until they clear their bids before you will get, or you bid at 2 naira 8 kobo. 2 naira 8 kobo, there are only 124,000 shares bidded for. Zuko Gaming, thank you so much. Really appreciate your gifts. You guys are wonderful. So please, which stock can give me 20% in 2 weeks? Muritado, you are sounding like somebody who sent me a DM and asked me to give him a recommended stock that will turn his 1 million into 10 million in 2 months. He said 2 to 3 months, which I should recommend a stock. He has 1 million that will turn to 10 million. The stock market is not a get-rich-quick scheme. We have to be careful not to send the wrong signals, even as we celebrate very quick jumps. When we do our projections, do our analysis, and then go into a stock, later we now see that, oh, the stock just jumped. It doesn't mean that that's not the idea, but if you do your homework and get rewarded very quickly, wonderful, awesome. But that doesn't mean that's the way it works, because if you come with that mentality, you'll be disappointed. There are times when the stock market crashes before your face and you just be discouraged. It happens a lot also. So while it is looking rosy, and this is a wake-up call to everybody, January is the time to actually sell, January and February. So watch out and take your profits before the market begins to drop. You know, my own is to give you ideas and opportunities as they arise. It is left to you to decide when to sell a stock based on how much you are making. And I've also suggested, make 70 to 80% of your portfolio permanent long-term stocks. Such stocks, even when the market drops, you don't worry. I'll give you an instance. My UBA entry price is 7 naira per share. Today, UBA is 30-something naira per share. That stock has given me almost 400% profit. But it is a permanent stay in my account, my trading account, or my portfolio, because it is for the long term. It's a dividend stock that has been paying me dividend for about 15 years plus, including Zenith. So when such stocks fluctuate, I don't bother, because they are there for me for the dividend. Now imagine when I bought it 7 naira, it gets to 10 naira, I sell and move on. I must have bought something else thinking I am winning, but then I would have come back today and said, this stock I sold 10 naira is now 33 naira. Who lost finally? And I'm still in the market. So have an investor's mentality, because some stocks, as they rise like this, they will fall. Please relax. You are not here for hit and run. 20% of your portfolio can now be put into stocks that you want to keep trading, because sometimes you get bored waiting for your long-term stocks to grow in value. It may take time, but they will surely give you value. So to keep you going and to keep you excited when there is no dividend payment, those 20% that make up the 20%, those stocks that make up 20% of your trading portfolio can now continue to be rotated, recycled to keep growing in stocks that you are buying and selling for short term. Please take this advice. Nobody is advising people on these things. So you see people buy stock and go and sit down and see the stock crash after going so high. Please understand these basics. These are part of the things I just decide that let me give out for free and let people know. If I have lasted 26 years in the stock market, I've seen all the stock market crashes in the last 26 years. And the most memorable of them is the 2007-2008 stock market crash that enveloped the world. Everybody who tried to buy stock during that period has a negative story about how the market collapsed on them. And the truth is, the market will rise and fall and rise again. That's the way it works. So if you have dividend paying stocks, even when the market crashes, you know that when it's time to collect dividend, the money will drop in your account. Thank God for internet banking and all of those things. When I started, there was no alert. Of course, there was no phone, no internet, no nothing. So they will post your dividend to your post mailbox. So those days when you are filling your form to open your brokerage account, you must have a post office box. That's where they send your dividends to. It comes like a check. It's called dividend warrants. So those born in this day and age of internet and all those things will not know these things. This is the level of experience I bring, right? So you are not here for motivational speeches. You are here to learn from years of experience, okay? Yeah. Please, what's the minimum amount for starters? There is no minimum amount. The fact that you can open your brokerage account for free means you can start with anything. All they will take from you is 5,050 naira annual access charge. So if you open your account and then pay in 20,000, 10,000, 50,000, 1 million, 100,000, 500,000, 10 million, 100 million, you are good to go. The point is just try to be consistent and keep building, because you never can tell where the companies you are buying today will be in the next 5 to 10 years. We've seen companies grow like that and have made billionaires in the stock market from the very little beginning. I personally started with 4,000 naira only. Why? Because I was just a young boy living with my parents. Where do I have money from? But I had this passion to look for legitimate means of making wealth, and that was how I came across the stock market. 4,000 naira. Don't ask me the stock I bought. I've always said it several times, so I don't think it will be useful to you this time. So that's the way it goes. Please, what is the secret behind Dangote Sugar's rapid upward movement in price despite no dividend? Dotman, the fact is we live in a world of equilibrium. Dangote Sugar, Nascon, both of them suffered devastation throughout last year because the proposed merger of Dangote Foods did not hold. And so everybody was dumping the stock, nothing was happening. And then of course, Dangote Sugar also suffered foreign exchange losses due to the foreign exchange policy of this new government. But as you can see, when a stock has been neglected for so long, eventually people remember it. Before we hear that maybe there is a grapevine information that that merger is coming back alive, for now, no information yet, but we just can see that people are seeing that these stocks are now undervalued perhaps. Okay, which one is good to buy between Universal Insurance or Regalins or any penny stocks to buy? Please buy TIP, leave insurance, because they can fail you. Coach, do you think Seplat is a good buy now? Last time I asked, you think Aradel is better. Up till now, I still think Aradel is better because Seplat, the juice in that company has been squeezed away. It's almost like collecting the orange that somebody has finished leaking. 5,600, 5,300 per share. When will your money increase and double, for instance, if you want capital growth? But Aradel gives you the chance for the stock to rise from 500 naira to 1,000. Good day, sir. What will happen to our live video after the ban? Oh, Sauda, I'm so sorry. I spoke about it yesterday. It is only people in the United States that are affected. I am not in the United States. The ban on TikTok is only going to happen for those in the United States. And if you are in the United States, one of the ways that we can sort this out is by me downloading every day's live session and posting on my YouTube channel. So if you are here, you are not following me on YouTube, this is my own way of preparing for any eventualities, because who knows, tomorrow anything can happen and they say take off TikTok completely. Well, you can find me on my YouTube channel. That's why I encourage everybody here, please click on the link on my bio. The YouTube channel link is there. It's free. Subscribe for free and follow up on things. I plan to do some live sessions also on YouTube and on TikTok. I mean on Instagram. Follow me on both channels, my YouTube channel and my Instagram channels, because I'm going to work out some things to do there. For instance, stock trading, US stock trading, live trading. I plan to do something like that on Instagram, and most of my foreign followers are following me on Instagram and Threads. They will be joining live there. So the strategy I have developed is to download these live sessions right now and upload on my YouTube channel for those who may be affected by the TikTok ban. Good day, coach. I have 10K to be investing monthly. What stocks would you advise I invest in? Sienna Soje, I think that you should look at most of the penny stocks with prospects. I have mentioned them severally. Make sure you buy a stock like QTix, selling at 2 naira 70 something. Let's see. QTix 270 something. TIP 270 something also. Let me see QTix. Yeah, QTix is at 2 naira 74 kobo. Buy stocks like that. Don't go for too expensive stocks because you will not see value since the money is not much. Okay, so monthly, buy QTix, buy TIP, buy stocks like Veritas Cap. That's one insurance company that is a penny stock that I can recommend at any time. Okay, just keep building up those stocks. Veritas is 1 naira something, not yet up to 2 naira. As you keep buying, you'll be amazed. You can just move from 1 naira 50 kobo or 1 naira 40 kobo to 2 naira and so on. So that way you can build wealth gradually and consistently. If I invest long time on a stock and it suddenly gains on a short time, can I take profit? Of course, flams the ego. It's your money. You are the CEO of your portfolio. You do what you decide. You had plans that it should be for long term and it gives you quick money, you could sell. James says, I'm buying Wema Bank, 5,000 units. Is it good as a beginner? As long as it is still at 10 naira something, it's good. 10 naira 50 kobo. So let's see where Wema is. Currently, Wema, 10 naira 50 kobo. Yes. It's good to buy and hold. Wema is good. The finances are okay. 1 million to 10 million in 2 months. You should go and find another MMM program to invest in. Exactly. How do you know the long-term stocks? Well, I look at various things. You use, you try to look for undervalued stocks actually, using fundamental analysis, and there's something called value stocks. So I don't know how to explain it live now because it's a practical way of searching. I think you can do a lot for yourself if you Google these things. How to identify undervalued stocks. There are various things you look at in terms of some metrics, and it comes from their financial performance. So you want to study the financial reports and determine the earnings per share. From the earnings per share, you can determine price earnings ratio, all sorts of intricacies to find out the intrinsic value of a stock. You know, I have said so much, nobody is calling. This is not just a talk show. This is actually interactive. What is your opinion on Bua Cement? Bua Cement, I think, is at the best time to buy for any patient buyer. They've suffered all through 2024 as well. And what I know is that they were supposed to have launched 2 more cement plants last year. But of course, maybe the economic difficulties made it impossible. That will happen this year. So if anybody buys Bua Cement 19 naira and below, and just stay patient there, you might be amazed what happens to that money this year. Emmanuel Inegbenogu says, will today's live be uploaded? When and where? Thank you for your knowledge sharing. Okay, if you want, I could start uploading from today as well. Now, I will upload on my TikTok, on my YouTube channel. The link to my YouTube channel is right here on my bio. Just click on it to take you to my YouTube channel for you to see going forward. So for those in the United States who are still asleep, or Australia who may have gone to bed later on before we close, you could go back to my YouTube channel and watch through, because these informations will still be there for your use. So when I suggest a stock, when I give a recommendation, when I analyze something, you could go back, watch those videos for yourself. There was one I uploaded the last time, still due to popular demand like this. Okay. Coach, which growth stock will you recommend? Growth stocks are stocks that They may not be too cheap, but they have great potentials to continue to grow and become more expensive. My growth stocks, I've mentioned them severally without calling them growth stocks. Aradel, Presco, NACO, Total. If I have $1 million today and I want to invest that $1 million without fear of losing, because the more money you get, the less risk you want to take. And usually that means looking for the best stocks that have potentials to give you gains and yet strong enough not to lose money in. These are the stocks. I repeat, Presco, Total, NACO, what's the other one? Aradel. I put the money there with all confidence and wait as long as I want without fear or favor. Any news on Japan gold? No news. Do you also consider foreign stock? Yes, I do, of course. If yes, which ones are you looking at? I really can't tell exactly on the spot, but yesterday I was looking at most of the stocks that have retraced, and let me take a look at my watch list. I have a watch list of my best stocks. Let's see what is available for me there. For your information, for my foreign stocks, I use Trading 212. I access them on my phone and on my system. Upstart, that's UPST. It's one of the stocks on my watch list. It's been moving quietly. Let me see. I will need to review my list because this list was this watch list was generated some time ago. I'll need to really review them. That's it, Upstart. And then I feel that there is prospect for Plug Power. Plug Power is currently at $2.86. I feel that if you are patient, you could start buying Plug Power under $3, $2.86. Sometimes it drops below $2 to $1 something. Whatever it is, just buy, right? So that's the way it works. This Fubo used to be $1, always $1 for so long. Suddenly, few days ago, we just saw the runners for the day. I'm talking about pre-market runners for day trades, and then I saw Fubo doing over 100%. Look at Fubo right now, $3.92. Okay, so Matic, these are some of my watch list stocks but I really need to review them again because the US market is much more dynamic. A lot of changes happen and so on and so forth. Okay, let's see. Look at them. Palantir used to be here, but suddenly Palantir is too expensive. PayPal used to be there. As at that time, PayPal was around $60-something per share, but today, look at it, $89, and that's not all, because it will still eventually keep running. There are so many others on the list. I do not want to mention exactly because I need to be sure. That time, Palantir was around $35 or so, but here we are, $69. So I do foreign stocks as well. Okay, Oremos has a question. It's time to talk, please. There is no restriction. If you can't call, you just type, I want to talk, I'll bring you up. So let me look for Oremos and bring him up. He has a question. the prof. Happy Joy says, I bought Presco at 538. Please, can I dollar cost average into it at the current price? Let me see what Presco is at the current price. Presco. Presco 515. Please buy. Please do well to buy as much as you can. Not a problem. There's greater supply right now. Just keep buying, because when the whistle for Presco will be blown, you'll be amazed. That Presco is at least a 750 to 800 naira stock. Watch and see.
Good afternoon, sir.
A very good afternoon to you, sir. Nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me once again.
My pleasure, sir.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you a question as regards bonds. Now, you were saying something about Aradel, something that resonates very strongly with me. And then I wish to ask you a question in that direction. You said the more money you get, the less risk you want to take. The more money you get, the less risk you want to take. Okay, so my question now is this. Okay, you have 100 million, for example. You sold your Aradel, you have 100 million. Will it be right for me to kind of go and buy federal government bond, then be taking 20% yearly, which I will now be reinvesting also into the stock market? Or is it preferable to just buy growth stocks, different growth stocks? Which one will give me more? Is it to spend the 100 in growth stocks, or to put it in bonds, then be sure of 20 million every year, which will now reinvest? So which option will be better?
Very important question, and because of this question, I want to be able to download today's session and upload it on my YouTube channel for as many as can be patient enough to listen. The fact is, you can play the game to suit you. A lot of the times, it's all up to you to decide what to do and what suits you the most. For instance, some people have other sources of income to maintain their lifestyle, and all they are after is growing the money in their hands. And so they choose to go all in for growth stocks because that's where the money can grow even more and with some certainty of protection. Okay, so they go in hard on growth stocks and then collect dividends from the growth stocks and then invest in the money market. So they use the stock market to feed the money market. They could also offload, not just depend on dividends, they could also offload some stocks at some rate, right? Let's say you buy Aradel 595 naira per share, it gets to like 1,200 naira per share. You want to sell some and then offload that amount back into the money market, which is in bonds. Then there are some players who feel, put the 100 million in bonds. I don't want too much money. I just want the money safe. And then from coupon payments from the bonds, you now furnish the capital market with it, investing in stocks. But the truth is, the stock market gives you more money faster than the capital market, especially if you know what you are doing. Again, like they say correctly, goes. The higher the risk, the higher the returns. The lower the risk, the lower the returns. So it's now up to you, being the CEO of your portfolio and the president of your own life, to decide how to play this game. Whether to use the stock market to fund the money market or use the money market to fund your stock market investments. Is that clear, sir?
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Because, for instance, some people, to some people, 100 million is nothing.
Yeah.
They are talking about billions, right? So it is unto you according to your size.
Okay, let us presume that I'm coming now. Just assume that there is no lifestyle now. There's no lifestyle now. I have no lifestyle that I want to fund. There's no lifetime lifestyle.
Professor, there is lifestyle to
I'm not.
fund.
I'm not like you. I'm not like you. You already have a lifestyle. There's no lifestyle.
Go ahead. You say,
So
assume there's no
as-
lifestyle to fund.
assume there's no lifestyle. What will be the best option?
Okay. Okay, if we assume there's no lifestyle, we should also
Yes.
have assume that you know what you are doing, because Warren Buffett will always say risk comes from not knowing what you are doing. If you know what you are doing, I would say invest in the capital market, that is in stocks, and
Okay.
use proceeds from there to fund money
The
market
money market.
investments in bonds. That's what I would do. Personally, that's what I would do. Bring 1 billion. I will know where to put it in stocks, and I have two targets. As I achieve 100% upwards or 70 to 100% upwards, I will sell off the profit, throw in the money market, buy bonds. When dividends flow in also, I will sell and put in there, especially if I have the luxury of time. If you say do it for as long as 5, 10 years, I know that buying blue chip growth stocks will pay, because some of them will double before your very eyes. For instance,
Yes.
this same Aradel, some people bought at 390 something. 390 something and 500 and something, almost 600. It's more than 50.
Yes.
It's about 50%. Is that
We
simple?
touched 700 now.
So if people look at these things, and it's a matter of knowing what you are doing. If Aradel publishes their results and declares the final dividend, the price will go up from what it is now. So as I
Yes.
see gains, I move on. Now, let's go and do a little bit of calculations. The average coupon rate for bonds is 21% per annum or 20% per annum. So just 500 million, 20% of it is 100 million.
Okay.
20% of 500 million is 100 million. So you could say invest 500 million in bonds and be collecting 100 million annually. This 100 million, they'll be paying you every 6 months, half. So every
Yes.
6 months, they'll give you
50.
50 million every 6 months. You now take the 50 million, throw into stocks. Meanwhile, the other 500 million, I'm talking about, you brought 1 billion now. The other
Yes.
500 million, I have pumped it into these high growth stocks that pays dividend handsomely as well. Those 500 million pumped into these stocks, their own dividends will be coming. As the dividends also come, I go back into the money market to buy more bonds. So in the long run, we are hitting both sides. You see why the more the merrier. When the money is much, you can be so flexible. So there is no hard and fast rule. The good thing bonds will do for you is stability, security of capital, but you can't earn beyond certain levels.
Yeah.
The good thing stocks will do for you is to give you quantum leap in terms of growing the money. But you stand a situation where prices can dip along the line. Now, if you have done your homework, then you don't have a problem. Now, for those, let me not call too many big figures. I know there are big shots here, but in case you are within the age of 45, 50, 60, 70, and you have 10 million, this is what the bond market can do for you. If you invest in a long-term bond, 20-year bond with 10 million at 20% interest, you get 2 million naira every year. That 2 million, they will pay you 1 million every 6 months. So
6 months.
every 6 months, you receive 1 million for the 20 years that is the tenure of the bond. Now,
Yes.
that means every year 2 million. Every year 2 million. So this 2 million times 20 years, you would have received 40 million in
Yes.
20 years because you invested 10 million. At the end of the 20 years, your 10 million naira returns to you. That's the way bonds work. But compare using 10 million wisely, intelligently in the stock market for 20 years. You will realize that 40 million in 20 years is nothing. By the way, you could strike a balance because you want some form of security. So you throw in the 10 million for bonds, and then any other money you have, you start investing in stocks so that no matter what shocks, because the truth is, we even being alive alone is a risk. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
That's because anything can just come up. We are hearing of one virus or the other again. The other time, that was how COVID came and cleared the whole world, right? Anything can just happen. So you want to protect yourself against any eventualities, especially knowing that your age does not allow you to walk like every other young person who can lose a job today, get another one tomorrow, hustle here and there, and so on. So that protection is key for everybody who is older, while also using the stock market to grow their money.
All right. Thank you, Coach. You have done justice to this question. But then
Thank you so very much.
on a personal note, we shall discuss this matter pri- privately later on.
Not a
Privately later on.
problem. Not a
We shall
problem,
discuss
sir.
this matter.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
sir.
much. All
All
right,
right.
sir. Okay, somebody else wants to talk. I hope you are enjoying this live session, everyone. This is what makes us different. Anishere Toby says, Kochi, I bought GTCO and FCMB shares, but I'm yet to get certificates. Please enlighten me. Sir, we are in a digital age now, so the certificate era has passed. Okay? No more certificates. Everything is digitized. At the end, they've not done allotment. That's why perhaps you've not heard anything. But not to worry. You will soon eventually get to hear when allotment is done. And as I come live on a daily basis, I'll surely intimate the house. Okay, somebody is giving his opinion about AMD and Tesla. Says it's fears for AMD, but Tesla is goodbye. I guess it's a response to Ife Anisha's statement saying, please talk about NVIDIA, AMD, Tesla. They were getting traction again yesterday. Yes, usually the stock market always goes up and down. You know, currently it is trying to retrace after the swearing in of Trump. You know, that stock market boom, that rise or that bull that heralded Trump's victory. So the market is trying to normalize, but it looks like it has found a support level, and so they'll start gaining. But amongst those three, I am more confident in NVIDIA and Tesla. AMD is coming from some form of struggles in the past. Shoril Foods and She Butter says, how to buy Presco? Just feel free and open your brokerage account and then fund it, and then you are good to go. You buy your stock. Sir Patrick is saying, please sir, give me some list of promising shares to buy. List of promising shares. But I just mentioned some growth stocks just now. Those are very great stocks. If you add TIP, QTix, not Honeywell now, you can still buy stocks like Vitafoam. What else now? You know, so in addition to the growth stocks I just mentioned, If you are here, you're not following me, you are missing a lot. Do well to follow. Ellen Nigeria, I would like to ask a question via audio. I am most excited when I see video calls, audio calls, okay? So let's get Ellen Nigeria on and hear his take. Hello, sir.
Hiya, can you hear me? Hello, can
Absolutely.
you hear?
Please tell us your name and where you're streaming from.
Okay, streaming from Lagos. I wanted to ask a question. First and foremost, thank you for doing this. It's really enlightening and it's giving us a lot of ideas and into money, investment and everything. So I commend your effort for this one, first and foremost.
Are you a broadcaster?
Oh, no. No.
Wow. Your voice is awesome. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, good. So let's say because of the dollar fluctuation, you've changed about $20,000 from naira to dollars. And do you think it's wise just to hedge your naira? Do you think it's a nice idea to still just leave it in dollar, or reconvert it into naira and put it back into the stock market, or move it to treasury bills? I'm just having a little bit of challenge in terms of what exactly to do with that dollar, because the dollar sitting there, it's hedging against my naira, obviously. However, but it's not making me additional profits. I just want to see what your idea is for this one. Thanks.
Awesome and fantastic question there, and I'll give you a quick answer. First, you're doing well to hedge against inflation, devaluation of the naira, but you still need your, because it's an asset, it should be gaining something for you. Option number one you can do is invest that dollar in euro bonds. Okay? Now, euro bonds are also offered in Nigeria. And though the interest rate is quite low, but the good thing is it gets to earn you dollars as coupons on your bond investment, because you are investing dollars, and so the coupons they come in dollars, between 5 to 7% or thereabouts per annum. Now that doesn't compare anything close to the 20, 22, 23% that you get from investing in naira denominated bonds. You get that point now? Second, you could decide to convert to naira, do a good work on what stocks to buy with your investment goal of realizing between 50 to 100% of that investment. That way, you could now reconvert the original capital back into dollars and put back in bonds. By the way, this suggestion for bonds, you should take it hook, line, and sinker, because it's far better than just leaving the money lying fallow in the bank. Okay? So in whatever way, you take back the capital, convert back to dollar, and then put in bonds to work for you, while you still have some left in naira invested. Then your suggestion about investing in treasury bills, I would say a no, because treasury bills are limited in many ways. It's just going to be there for a maximum of 365 days at a lower interest rate compared to what bonds will fetch you.
Okay.
Yeah, so it may not make too much sense, because within 1 year, you earn, say, 17% interest on your treasury bills invested. How about by the time you now get the money out, the naira has further depreciated? You will find that you didn't do yourself enough justice, because you didn't give yourself sufficient room to grow that money beyond the 17% or so that treasury bills offers, or even 20% or so. But you see, the stock market gives you a chance to make 60, 70% within a year, even if we are training people to understand that it's not a get-rich-quick scheme, but these are possibilities in the market that we'll continue to see. So these are ways that you can best put that money to keep working for you, because the whole idea is, even if you are hedging against devaluation and your money is in dollars, that dollar should work hard for you. Money should keep working for you, so you will stay off work very soon and very quickly.
Yeah, thank you very much for that explanation. It's really, really good. But I was just thinking about something as well.
Okay?
If dollar gets to, let's say, for example, if dollar gets to 2,500 naira tomorrow, and I've already changed my dollar to naira, that means I'm losing, right? So I'm just trying to think from your advice, maybe go into stock. But if naira, if dollar gets to 2,000 per, maybe $1, it's now 2,000 naira. That means I've lost.
Let's begin this way. How
Okay,
much is
cool.
the dollar right now, currently? 1,007, 1,750 or so?
Yeah, let's say 1.7.
All right. If dollar moves from 1,7 to 2,5,
Okay.
what the depreciation rate is 40 something percent, 47%.
Okay.
If you invested in a stock that fetched you 50%, you are still better off. By the way, you could have invested in a stock that would have fetched you 70+%. Because before our very eyes, we are seeing a stock like Dangote Sugar or Nascon moving from 30 naira to 40 naira within weeks. Now, in whichever way you look at it, that possibility is not certain that the naira will depreciate further to 2005 almost immediately. Like you stated, you said just in case tomorrow. Your tomorrow might be tomorrow or later on. But the truth is, we saw how the naira got devalued. It didn't just happen like we were not in control. It was a result of a government policy that stated that they were going to unify the foreign exchange market. There is not going to be a parallel market versus official market. That policy statement alone was what drove the naira downwards from 700 to 1.5, and then it kept going up to the 170s right now. Now, the policy is not going to be repeated again. There is no likelihood that this same government will now repeat it. Why? Because there's no more parallel market and official rate. That thing that made the naira collapse that much is not going to happen again. What we will rather experience is the naira trying to stabilize through 2025. And so there are no likelihoods that the naira will crash to 2,000, not to talk of 2,500, unless something terribly bad happens. Because the naira, all we need is for stability. Once the naira stabilizes, then there's nothing to fear about. It is the instability of the naira that is making things difficult. By the way, the Japanese yen is not a yen to a dollar. It's always been 100 yen or 100 and something yen to a dollar. It doesn't mean that the Japanese economy is doing badly. But all foreign investors and everyone else is interested in is stability. Let's be able to plan and not find after planning that the naira has now collapsed and we can't do much with the naira that we have planned with. That's just all.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate your explanation. Thank you. You have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Ellen. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye. Okay, Beatrice is on the line waiting to call in. Let's see what he has to say. Very interesting session so far. What's the best US stocks to buy? Kiddies, where in Lagos? I don't know when you say best stock to buy because there are so many reasons why people buy stocks. I don't know what your reasons are, what you mean by best, but you can invest in stocks that will eventually grow to reward you handsomely. And there are so many of such stocks. You can invest in value stocks, meaning they have value that the market has not recognized yet. So a lot of work is required to pinpoint and identify what stocks could this be. Hello, sir. How do I open a brokerage account? Just follow me on Instagram at Wealth Coach Omiete. Now, let me send you my Instagram link. That's where I can respond to DMs very fast at Wealth Coach Omiete. Follow me on Instagram, send me a DM, and I'll send you the link to open a brokerage account for yourself. Nobody's going to take money from you to ask you to do anything. You are investing in your name, so you are opening your account in your name. Okay? Send me a DM there. I will be able to send you the link. Then, of course, feel free to join our Net Worth Investors Club. We are on Discord app. You also need the link to follow me to join us there for free. Send me a link, a DM on Instagram as well. And then you'll be able to get the link from me. Conmi says, hello coach, please, if someone has 500K and wants to buy some shares today, advice. I will need to know what the person wants. Does the person want it quickly, or you are investing for the long term? Please give me some list of promising shares to buy. I think I've treated this. Francisca Enechuku says, please, how do I know the bond that is good to invest? All you need to do is go to the website of the DMO. DMO, D for dog, M for mango, O for orange, right? So, DMO simply means Debt Management Office. Debt Management Office. Go to DMO website and then you can go through and see what bonds are coming up. There is savings bond, there's FGN bonds, all kinds, including treasury bills. That's it. This is the DMO website. Search for every information there and then walk into any Stanbic IBTC bank as far as you have your money to invest. That's it. Good job, sir. What investment vehicle would you advise for a 37-year-old man? Ojedokun Adedamola, I think 37, you should invest more in stocks. But if you have bulk money ranging from 50 million upwards, you should also look the way of stocks, bonds. So you put some money in bonds, you put some in stocks. Say 30 million in stocks, 20 million in bonds. Please, sir, what's your take on the following? Okomo, Bua, MRS, Presco, Aradel, Seplat. My take is Peak, Bua, Presco, Aradel. Ejede Dawe Collins, this is my first time of coming across this. Oh, nice to have you here. The way you are saying these things makes it look pretty easy. Well, that's because I've had 26 years in this business and can be able to tell a lot based on what I have gone through. Big truths, how you can join to make sure you don't miss my presentations. Well, that's my Instagram handle there. Follow me on Instagram. Ask for the link to join our group. I'll forward to you. That's where I share all of these ideas. Even if there's no TikTok, I can always share ideas. Like I did yesterday. 3 days ago, I told people, if you have not bought NASCON, please buy NASCON because something is about to happen. I didn't know anything. Some of our group members are here. If you are here, a member of our group, and you heard me state that buy NASCON, as at that time it was 33 naira. Buy NASCON. 3 days ago, it was on Monday or so. Today is Thursday. It was either on Monday or Tuesday. I just mentioned it and look at it. Good afternoon, Johnson. Coach, I have 1 million. Should I buy more of TIP or invest all in Wema Bank? Invest all in Wema Bank. Muritado, I have opened Atlas for the last 6 hours. You need at least 48 hours for a response, and check your mail, your junk mailbox or your spam mailbox, because that's where they normally send updates to. Is today's video updated to your YouTube immediately after this live? Yes, that's what I'm trying to do. Will be updated as according to popular demand. Is it NASCON? Yes, NASCON, National Salt Company of Nigeria. Oh, I was trying to get somebody who wanted to call. Now I can't remember who the person is. So let's go and see what's really going on in the market. Let's not forget, we have the stock market going on, trading going on live, and I'm seeing some things. And this is one of the advantages of this platform that I use here, right? I am able to see a lot of things going on, and I could tell immediately and advise accordingly. Now take a look. Northern Nigerian flour mills. 50 naira 65 kobo. Who would have thought so? 1 million shares bidded for versus 17,000 shares on offer. Can you imagine? And one person is bidding for 500,000 shares at 50 naira 50 kobo. These same Northern Nigerian flour mills that we saw most recently at 39 naira and 37 naira is now 50 naira per share. And still counting. Whoa! There you go, that's a transaction, one-time transaction of 10 million shares and 24 million shares of GTB. One-time transaction, 10 million shares at 58 naira per share, that's 58 million, 24 million shares, that's 116 million. My goodness. There's money in the market. Like I always say, if you think you have money, come to the stock market. So you get bit by bit, blow by blow updates on what's really happening in the stock market, okay? So let's keep going. One is losing right now, just 35 kobo, nothing much. Okay, some people were asking about Omatek. Omatek is currently 89 kobo per share. Prestige, after dropping to 107, is now 117. And Prestige is currently back on full bid, no offer. 5 million shares bidded for. Red Star Express has dropped to 4 naira 85 kobo. I feel that Red Star could be bought about 4 naira something. Maybe it could drop further, who knows? But that's a good price. Total has been begging at 667 naira, 617 naira. Nobody is talking now. By the time Total moves, it will not be found anywhere. Take a look at this USA from 22 naira recently to 35 naira currently. 12 million bids versus 2 million offers. Unilever, 35 naira 55 kobo. Universal Insurance continues to drop. Currently 59 kobo per share, 30 million offers versus 16.7 million bids. Veritas Cap is currently getting 1 naira 47 kobo from the 1 naira 45 kobo lost. Wema Bank 10 naira 35 kobo at the moment. Should Wema drop to 10 naira tomorrow, it's a good buy. Or anything less than 10 naira. Currently 10 naira to 35 kobo. Looks like African Prudential is gaining more attention again. Now 23 naira 50 kobo, 70 kobo gain for the day so far. Let's see what's happening to NACO. NACO 49 naira per share, 49 naira 85 kobo. Okay, NASCON is now available. There's some NASCON available right now. 814,000 shares of NASCON is now available. 27 million shares still bidded for. Let's see Multiverse. Multiverse is still struggling to get some bids in. Just 32,000 bids on bid versus 1.7 million on offer. Let's see the situation with Dangote Sugar once again. Dangote Sugar, 14 naira 50 kobo, still full bid, 12.3 million bids, no offers. By the way, Charms, 2 naira 11 kobo for now. Let's see how it goes. 16 million bids versus 5 million offers. Any caller on the line? To trade in Nigeria, hope there will be no issues. Well, for your information, there are foreigners who are buying Nigerian stocks and making money out of it. I was going through the records of the NGX 2 days ago, and I saw that the record for foreign portfolio investment into the Nigerian market for November 2024 was about 58 billion. Murita Do, you say, how can we access the platform you're using? Open your brokerage account with Atlas Portfolios. It's their platform where I'm using. Benita says, well done, coach. You're bringing out the dormant abilities in me. How? Oman Mashao, exactly. Thank God I have a witness. He said, I mentioned NASCON and Veritas Cap on Monday, and look at it today. Benita, I need you to come up live. I'm going to call you now so you can tell us more. How is the dormant investor in you coming alive? Beatrice Senuladi. Aside Instagram, what other alternatives are you available on? I'm on Threads as well. Threads app. I'm also on X, YouTube, LinkedIn, and what have you. Where is Benita? We haven't heard from you for a while. Let's see what you have to say. By the way, if you're not following me, you are missing a lot, because this is what I do. Continue to give you information and updates that will help you grow the money that you have by yourself. And even if you have no knowledge of what it is all about, you could be a part of our community. And then, of course, you will just find yourself a better financial person. The knowledge we get is not for anything, it's supposed to be for the betterment of mankind. So I share this information freely to you. Is Coca-Cola a good buy at the moment? Coca-Cola in the foreign market, I would say not interested in Coca-Cola. It's the juice in those stocks have been squeezed. That's a foreign stock, I mean. Alayomi, you have to calm down. Do not sell your Prestige. Prestige is just now trying to retrace back upwards. It has gained the maximum for today, and there is no offer already, meaning it is coming back up. Just relax. You made an error when you jumped into Prestige at 1 naira 60 kobo, because that was the highest point it got to, having risen from 80 kobo. The good sign is that it didn't drop back to below 1 naira, and it is now recovering back. So just be patient, and you won't regret it. If you want to buy tip, look for fresh funds. Boniade says, good day, coach. Thank you so much. You are doing a great job with open heart. Yes, thank you very much, Bumi. Appreciate your very kind feedback. It's Black Diamond says, how can I reach you? kindly follow me on Instagram, DM me directly, and then we could discuss privately if you want a private discussion. Now, I'm going to type my Instagram handle yet again. The reason is I can guarantee you a response will be, I will respond to whatever you send on Instagram at Wealth Coach Community. That's my Instagram handle. I have typed it again. Perhaps you can screen grab or even pin it. Okay. So I was going to call Benita to tell us about how the investor in her has been brought up. Sometimes we need people to express themselves, share their thoughts and their experiences so we know if we are doing the right thing at all. Benita, I'm still looking for you on the queue of attendees. Usually used to be on the top list. I don't know who took you behind. Still searching for Benita on the list. Wow, you are at the very bottom. Okay, let's hope you can talk. You are free to talk, Benita. Let everyone else hear you, especially also our ladies who are participants. Maybe they could draw strength and courage, and of course, encouragement from you. Hello.
Hello, Coach.
Very good afternoon to you. At this point,
I
you
can't
will
hear you.
soon be
I don't know if you
considered
can
to
hear
be
me.
a part of our co-host and in-house admins. But in any case, tell us. You said I was bringing out the investor in you or something like that.
Yes, sir. You have really brought out an aspect of me that I knew was there, but I've not done anything about it in the past years. And I think I've mentioned it on the group. No, I think on the live session one of those days that I started investing when I was a teenager. And just because of what happened to shares then, I stopped investing. But just because I came across your channel November, my husband introduced me to the channel November, and I started following you. In fact, if you see my notes, the notes I have on shares, stocks, and both foreign and Nigerian stocks, I've been following. When you told us to open Atlas, I went to check your video. I watched it like two, three, four times. Then I went to check every button on Atlas. So even without anything, I can tell what's going on with each stock. I can check, okay, for the past 1 month, for the past 1 year, for the past 5 days, what's going on? Is it coming down? So I know if it's still going to retrace, I can hold on and know, okay, I'll enter this particular stock in few days. Let me just keep checking. If it will drop to this price, then I enter. So I just see that this thing is not difficult. I'm really getting it, and I love the growth. I really love the growth.
Fantastic. What a feedback. Now, this is what we're saying. This is simply amazing. You remember when you were talking about taking notes, and I was like, wow, people, somebody is really writing as I'm talking like this, as I'm just carelessly sharing information. Somebody has decided to take this thing so seriously that she's taking note. Now you can see the difference. That's what dedication, discipline, and seriousness towards anything brings. You are able to measure progress every time if you are a note taker, because information does not escape you easily. You may not be seen talking and participating, but I can bet that you are accumulating much more than a whole lot who are just merely listening or even talking and so on. So this is fantastic. Ladies in the house, this is your fellow lady. I trust that you are drawing courage and encouragement from what she has just said. How long have you been a part of this? A
I
part of
joined sometimes in November.
just November.
I think around November 11 or thereabouts. Sometimes in
Just
November.
November. Just
Yes, sir.
November. That's the point.
Yes, sir.
So you don't need to be a graduate of economics, banking and finance, investment banking, all those things. I'm here to help you practically get out there and get your money work for you so you can also get out of the rat race like I have done. I don't need to go to work to survive. There is nothing as beautiful as that. And if you can pay attention and continue to do what we do and be there when we, gather and discuss, you will not miss your way. I can tell you for free that this is one of the best things that you can do for yourself in 2025. And you see, Benita has just been there November. We're talking about 2 months ago. And look at it. Because she applied herself wholeheartedly. She wasn't even the one who discovered me. Her husband recommended the channel to her right here, and she has been following passionately. So thank you so very much. You've proven to
So I
be.
still have one thing to say.
Oh my!
I just want to
The floor is
advise,
yours. Feel
encourage
free.
people
Benita,
that
feel free.
I just want to encourage people that when you mention some of those stocks, that if they have funds they can put into it, they should not be afraid. They should just put it into it. I'm going to share some of my mistakes also. There are some stocks you mentioned, and as at the time you talked about it, I didn't buy. I was still checking, I was overanalyzing, and before I knew it, those stocks went up. You mentioned USCN at 20 naira 50 kobo.
Wow.
Yes, sir. I didn't buy, and even up to now, I couldn't buy because it's at 30.
It's
I don't know. I
35.
don't know the correct price, but I just stopped
USC at
checking
935.
because I felt like,
Wow. You
imagine.
have made
I
15
stopped checking
naira.
because I couldn't bear it, knowing that it was at 20 naira 50 kobo. Now NASCOM was 31 naira 50 kobo. I didn't buy, but he kept mentioning it. At the end of the day, I bought. I think the first day or yesterday. I think I bought yesterday at 38 naira. But you've been mentioning it. You mentioned Aradel when Aradel was 400. I bought Aradel at 598. I'm just averaging down now. So what I'm saying is that once you just mention it, if you have the funds, buy. Before you even analyze, just buy. Then you
What?
cannot come back to your own analysis. Because if I had taken all those advantages, then my portfolio will really be smiling. Of course, it's doing well, but
Could have been
Aradel from
useless.
400, Aradel is about 570 or thereabouts now. So that's a whole lot of difference if I had bought at 400 and I was on the live when you mentioned it to the extent that it was almost like, which one is this Aradel now?
You see that?
You mentioned livestock fields at 3 naira 77 kobo or thereabouts. I kept watching it till it got to 6 naira, then I think it's back to 5 naira.
And all of this is happening between November when you joined and now, just 2 months interval. Awesome. Hello, are you there? Hello? Okay, Nafisa has come to add, you see? Okay, sorry, we've lost Benita, but I hope somebody got something there. Nafisa has come to support the motion that Benita is moving, just the way he's mentioning Q-ticks, tip, charms, etc. That's the way it works. The best thing is to apply DCA. With that, you won't be scared of losing opportunities. Exactly. Ojedo Kun Adedamola. Exactly. Dollar cost averaging. If you buy and it drops, because we are not perfect, I do not claim to be perfect at all. Please understand this. I do not claim to be perfect. There are times when I mention a stock, it will drop. But that it drops does not mean that you have lost. You know, every loss is on paper until you sell. Please, let's get this point. Every loss is on paper until you sell. So you do well to average down, just like Adedamola is now saying. If you buy and it drops, you see that as an opportunity to buy it cheaper, and then your average cost reduces because it will surely eventually bounce back up. Hello, sir. For how long is the Discord link valid to join with? Well, the moment I send it to you, in 24 hours, you should join so that it doesn't get expired. That's the way it works for the protection and security of members in the group. the links that I share always expires over time. So if you see an old link I've shared anywhere else, it's invalid. So I will have to send you a new link for you to be able to join us. We are currently approaching 1,500 members spread across the world, both foreigners and Nigerians in Nigeria and abroad as well. Boss, I have messaged you on Instagram. Not a problem. I will see your message and I will respond accordingly. Sir Patrick, coach, I bought EcoBank shares 2009, but 5 years ago I went to a broker, but he said EcoShare is dead. How is it? EcoShare is not dead. EcoBank is about 28 naira per share. Let's take a look and see. That's it. ETI 28 naira 5 kobo per share. If you don't mind, let me know who the broker is. Otherwise, I could send you the link to a new broker. You will open a new account and initiate a share transfer from your old broker. Very simple. Atlas Portfolios Limited is a stockbroker, and they use their web portal. It's not an app. It's a web, but you can also use your phone to access it. So it's as good as. The most important thing is that it gives you instant and direct data from the floor of the stock exchange. Coach, now that Dangote cement is scarce, what alternative do you have? Dangote cement? Is Dangote cement scarce now? Oh, Dangote cement has opened up. It's not scarce, it's available, it's being sold. So 399 naira per share. Dangote cement there. Let me see Bua cement though. Bua cement 92 naira per share. Okay. So Dangote cement is not scarce. Ladies and gentlemen, we've done a lot today. 5 minutes more to go. I think I've done justice today. It's been fantastic, even as we begin to round off. If you have any more things to say, feel free. But for me, my job today is done with how fantastic it's been. Never mind, Benita, the network pushed you out. Just let me know if you still have something to say. Livestock at 3.72 kobo then. I know Benita wasn't done. Just let me know if you still have one or two things to say before we shut down. All right, Toby, you can message me on Instagram. Thank you, Benita, for sharing my Instagram handle. More animation. Okay, you wanted to say Dangote sugar. Well, as we speak, there's no other strategy. You just have to be patient and wait until it comes. But by then, it would have gone up. Maybe those who bought at 30 naira will be ready to sell tomorrow. Who knows? What is the Discord about, please? I'm totally new to all this. Okay, Discord is a social app like WhatsApp. So you can create a group and then people meet in that group and discuss. But it has various enhanced features. You can do video calls in group, you can do voice chats in group, and so many other things that you can do. And you can create various channels and have people to access various things right there. So to join us in our Discord app, follow me on Instagram, send me a DM asking to join the group, then I'll forward you the latest link to join. We discuss both foreign and local stocks there and guide each other. It's all free. There are so many places where they charge you for these things. In fact, people wanted me to charge for it, were asking that they were ready to pay where we were on WhatsApp. But I prayed along and decided to ask for divine direction. And in the end, I decided, look, no matter what the cost is, I'll bear it in terms of backroom staff, research work to do, all manner of things to bring out the information that the people need. I'll just go ahead and be doing it for free, and hopefully we grow. So it's free. It's supposed to be paid. All right. So that's it. It's almost like being spoon-fed to invest instead of paying for the service to show you where to invest and all of that. But even after that, some people still come and say, no, I want personal one-on-one mentorship. But in that case, if you want direct one-on-one mentorship, then you will have to, it has to be at a fee, because I struggle a lot with my time because of how busy I can be. I still have businesses I'm looking after while talking to you, but you see, I have the privilege of building wealth to the extent I now have time for myself while people are running around the business. Okay, so feel free. I also talk to organizations. You want me to come and talk to your staff if you have a big organization, and then you need to train them on financial intelligence, financial discipline, and of course how to use them, because it's a good thing also. Some companies actually get their staff trained on how to manage their money so they don't become liabilities after working or after retirement. All of those things. You're a pension fund administrator or something, you are in the finance or capital market, and you need services such as I render, feel free. But then we keep going, and tomorrow again, Ife and Imashao, time is up. This is already just 1 minute to go. So please, I will beg of you to just keep it for tomorrow, because I have to now go and close out my trades on the NGX while also preparing for the US market. Umiade is still asking for shares. I thought I mentioned the likes of TIP, T-I-P, right? Ovian Success, thank you very much. I want to appreciate all of you for your time. Oremos for that very vital question, and our brother in Lagos also. And then, of course, Benita, who has given us a fantastic feedback in terms of her testimonial. Just November joined us and is already flying because she came equipped and ready, taking notes. I never imagined that somebody is writing somewhere, like I said, but I know there could be more Benitas like that also writing somewhere. But in any case, we're making progress, and I mean, the vision is really being realized already with all what I'm getting from you guys. It can only get better the more I hear all of these good things from you. Thank you so very much. See you again tomorrow, same time at 12 noon Nigerian time. Good afternoon, good morning, and good night, depending on where you are watching from. And of course, if you are not following me, you are missing a lot. Do well to follow me right here on Instagram. Follow me right here on TikTok and on Instagram. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Today's live session is going to be downloaded and uploaded on YouTube for as many who wants to go back to see what we discussed. So all your questions that you are asking that I have already responded to, you will see them when you go back to watch. Enjoy the rest of your day, and by all means, keep winning. Oh, lest I forget, I love you all.